Melissa, and welcome back to Dream Daddy. I almost said Dad Book because I have it up on the Dad Book screen here. I skipped past the Amanda stuff so that we could get right into our third and final date with Damien. I'm very excited, I'm very scared, I have no idea what's gonna happen. I really hope I nail it in more ways than one. I also don't know how long this episode will be. I know the last one was about 20 minutes, but this could be up to 40 probably. So we shall see, but I'm gonna get right into it right away. So you know what they say about third dates, they get pretty serious. Are you sure this is your dream daddy? I'm sure this is one of many dream daddies. So let's go. If you're parking uphill, be sure to turn your tires toward the street. Yep. That's so that if you run away, you can just go boop onto the curb. You can save bookmarks directly to your gas cup. Okay, gas is cheaper in the suburbs. No, it is not. It's really not. It's expensive everywhere you go. Ever since we had that picnic in the graveyard, Damien and I have been spending a lot of time together. We go on nighttime strolls pretty regularly. He's so impressed with the first letter I wrote him that he insisted we only communicate by post, instead of through Dad Book. I initially protested, but he gave me one of the old Sydney rings to use as a seal for my letters, and I just couldn't say no. Hanging out with that goth dad again. Please, Amanda, you know his name. And yes, be honest with me here, Pops. Is he actually a vampire? I remember you inviting him to our household that one time, and I've seen The Lost Boys, and I honestly would have preferred trying to see if he could have walked through the threshold of our home under his own power. Yes, Amanda, I have become Damien's familiar. I am compelled under his curse. I'm sorry, sweetie. Turn into a bat. I don't think... What's the point of being a vampire if you can't turn into a bat? Well, okay, I'm off. Are you taking the car or are you flying off into the night on the leathery wings of a bat? One of those. While I'm out, you can throw away the garlic bread that's in the freezer so I don't die. That would be great. I'm keeping it in there as insurance. You understand, right? That's my girl. That was a weird bubble in my throat. Damien and I walk along the water's edge, chatting. Damien's cape, I mean cloak. He hates it when people call it a cape. Damien's cloak flutters behind him in the breeze. This is gonna seem like a silly question, but why do goths wear black? Gothic subculture has always been associated with death, so it would make sense that the style surrounding it would be greatly influenced by mourning. Interestingly enough, though, what was that in the Victorian era? Queen Victoria herself mourned the death of her late husband for 10 whole years, wearing black for the rest of her life. If that's not goth, I don't know what is. I have another question. Go ahead. How are you so comfortable with death? You mentioned in the graveyard that it helps you appreciate your life or something.
Oh, no.
I have experienced several losses over the course of my life, and I truly believe the only manageable way to cope with it is to accept that death is simply a part of living. It's the single universal truth for every human who has ever lived. I am going to die. You are going to die. And life carries on without us. Doesn't that make you feel scared? Not at all. Without the advances of modern science, death was everywhere in the Victorian era, and yet funerals were major social functions. Victorians were obsessed with mementos of their loved ones, even going so far as to take elaborate staged photographs of their delicate relatives. That was really hard to read. The minute of mourning was so complex that there were set periods of grieving that were deemed acceptable based on who in your life had passed. Now we don't have any of that. If you lose someone, you end up feeling lost because we have no modern equivalent of those formalities. We need to allow ourselves time to grieve, to feel that loss fully, but do not allow it to consume us. So no, I'm not afraid of death. I believe it is a waste to spend your life dreading the end of it. The time we have here is brief and fleeting and occasionally cruel, but it is at all times precious. To stare death in the face and live despite that, I think is a noble existence. Let's save the mourning for the dead. Wow, that's beautiful. I can see the moonlight in the bay glint off Damien's eyes. He smiles. We turn to the harbor and watch ships pass, breathing in the salty sea air. I look to Damien again and can't help but be entranced by his charm, his mystery. I find everything about him so fascinating. I lean in closer to Damien, closing my eyes as I do so. I'm so sorry, I have to take this. Damien steps away from me to answer his phone. Oh no, I hope it isn't Lucian again. After speaking in hushed tones for a few moments, Damien returns to me. Everything okay?
Ah, my.
There's an emergency. Lucian, No, thankfully, but I must take my leave. Oh, okay. Is there anything I can do to help? Dads do have to stick together, right? You know it. Then come. There isn't time to waste. After a short drive in silence, we arrive at a rundown building on the outskirts of town. Where are we? It's better if I just show you. I push the surprisingly heavy door open and find myself in a dimly lit waiting room. A few rickety chairs line the walls, and there doesn't seem to be anyone behind the front desk. There are a few paintings and pictures on the wall, but they're so nondescript, I'm still no sure of what kind of place this is. Wait here for a moment. I'll be right back. Damien walks off down a corridor, his boot heels echoing through the halls of the seemingly empty building. I think it's a vet office, but I can't tell. Distant howls echo from someplace I can't see, and there's a faint scratching sound like claws on tile. I cautiously peek down the hall and find stall after stall of scared-looking dogs. A few of them notice me and skitter up to the chain-link fence, sticking their noses through to sniff at the air. What have I gotten myself into? Suddenly the lights shut off. I panic, unsure of where I am or how I can get out. I stumble through the darkness, my breathing getting heavier and heavier. Damien? The lights finally turn back on. Hey, sailor. Mary, what are you doing here?
Ugh.
You aren't here for the fight club? I don't want to get punched in the face. Great, because this is an animal shelter. A what? We take care of stray animals, and then people adopt the stray animals. Didn't you see the pets when you walked in? Oh, sorry, I didn't really expect to see you volunteering at an animal shelter.
Ugh.
Wow. Okay, kid. Way to put me in a box. Dames, you hear this baloney? Just one moment. Thunder cracks and a door busts open. Peering from the shadows, I see... Damien? What? Hey. It's Damien. He looks completely different. No cloak, no Victorian-era clothing, no makeup. I wasn't planning to share this side of me until much later, but I'm not as goth as you think. I'm a systems administrator for the IT department of a realty company. I wear tennis shoes to work, and I listen to Bruce Springsteen, enjoy going to the hardware store and looking at storage solutions, and I volunteer at the animal shelter in my spare time. I'm boring. I'm fascinated with Victorian history and the goth lifestyle. That much is true. It's just not all that I am, and I need you to know that. Oh, hate to kill the moment here, but there's some pretty pressing business that needs attending to. Oh, right. It's Duchess Cordelia. Again. Who's Duchess Cordelia? She's one of the pups. Gets out all the time. She somehow learned how to open doors, and now she's unstoppable. When did she get out? This morning. I went to go sing sea shanties to the cats, and when I came back, she had already bolted. I have to stay here with the pets, so I need you two to go and find her. Of course. Where could she be?
Ugh.
She always ends up running off to the same places. Here, let me draw you a map. Mary starts scribbling on the back of a pet adoption form. She's very smart, ruthless even. You need to stay on your toes and get her back by sundown, or else she turns into a werewolf and starts eating people. What? You're a perfect little peach, Morty. We just don't want her to be stuck outside when it's cold. Oh! I'll grab some treats and we can hit the road. Damien and I look over the map Mary created for us. Ooh. Oh man, I'm Nerd's house. Hold on, this map is really funny. Okay. This is all like starting to make a little bit more... I like her little like shit in the corner. At least you're not other Nerd's house. Looks like you're moving up in the pecking order. Who's other Nerd's house? Oh. Congrats, kiddo. Where should we head first? Let's see. Maybe... Oh god, I don't want to mess this up. So let's see. We're over... So the shelter's there. That's where we are. Maybe the softball field. Damien and I exit the parking lot and start driving toward town. I look over to him. He seems concerned. Shouldn't be too hard to find the Duchess, right? She's a pretty big pet. Mary wasn't kidding when she said that dog was smart. One time she correctly guessed the winner of the Kentucky Derby. It was a really great guess for Bark. It was a really great year for Bark, Bark, Bark. I don't know. What do you think our odds are, Morty? Gotta stay positive. My dad once told me, Morty, you can't shove raisins up your nose. And that hurt my feelings. I felt discouraged, but I kept a positive attitude. And you know what? I made it happen. Positive mental attitude. Ew. It might have landed me in the ER and forced me to have 10 golden raisins removed from my nasal cavity, but on that day I learned that anything is possible if you have a good attitude and abnormally large nostrils. Young children really are resilient, I suppose. Yes, young children. I was 16. Let's just hope for the best. We got this. I hope. We drive to the softball field. It looks like Craig's team is practicing. I wonder if any of the kids saw something. Craig spots us and jogs over, softball bat slung over his shoulder. Oh. Hey bros, what's up? Craig, you wouldn't have happened to see a dog around here, have you? One escaped from the animal shelter. We're trying to locate her. I don't think so. Maybe one of the girls saw something. Girls! Hi, Amanda's dad. Hi, Lucian's dad. We have names. Girls, have you seen any dogs around? Yeah, a huge dog ran through here a second ago. You just missed it. We tried to play fetch with her, but she just took the softball and ran. I think she ate it, actually. She was a lot of dog. Here, take another softball. Might come in handy later. Many thanks, Craig. It's hard to go through all their voices, so went through the softball field. Maybe the aquarium. I think either coffee spoon or aquarium. It's just hard to tell. I'm gonna go with aquarium. Damien and I stopped by the aquarium. Everything looks in order here, but it might help to get out of the car and take a look. You see anything? No dog here. Not even any sign of her. Did you know that penguins are considered the goths of the sea? Damien, I want to believe you so badly. Alright, let's go to the coffee spoon. We park in front of Matt's coffee shop and walk inside. It seems like a slow day. Matt sits behind the counter reading a book. Hey, Matt! Hey. Didn't expect to see you two here today. What's up? Huh. Have you seen any stray dogs around? Can't say I have. You're looking for one? Can you describe them to me? Enormous. That pretty well covers it. Cool. I find strays digging for food scraps in the alley out back sometimes. I'll be sure to keep an eye out. We head back to the car. Guess we gotta go to the cul-de-sac. We drive through the cul-de-sac and everything seems to be pretty normal. It looks like Brian's doing some yard work. We pull into Brian's driveway and hop out. Hey, don't step on the grass. I just mowed. Have you seen any unusual activity in the area today? Aside from your underwatered lawn? Oh, here we go. How dare you? I take my long hair very seriously. Morty, please. You haven't seen a dog run through here, have you? Well, a few hours ago I heard Maxwell barking at something. When I came outside, my garden had been torn to shreds. It's going to take forever to retill this soil. That could be a dog. Or a rather feisty raccoon. Whatever it was, it must have been hungry. Ate all of my tomatoes. I'm very sorry to hear about your garden. If you need assistance restoring it to its former glory, please don't hesitate to contact me. Will do, buddy. Good luck finding that dog. She's probably still hungry. I wonder if she's looking for more food elsewhere. I fear that the hours are growing short. We must make haste if we're to find Duchess by sundown. Damien's looking more stressed out by the minute. I gotta think of something to lighten the mood. What kind of dog does a vampire have? Knock knock. How many goths does it take? Oh no. What kind of dog does a vampire have? I would imagine it'd be unwise for a vampire to take up the company of a smaller mammal for the means of companionship. It'd be too tempting to. A bloodhound. I was gonna say a bloodhound, Damien. Oh no, this is not going well. Ugh. Jeez. I keep reading Damien directions from the map as we drive around town. Bayside? We arrived back at the Bayside. Just like old times, eh? I remember it as if it were yesterday. I mean, earlier today. So what do you think? Any side of the pooch? None yet. Although who knows if she made it onto any of these ships. The Duchess would do that? I wouldn't put it past her to know how to navigate in rough seas and without a compass. Very smart. Pops? Damien and I turned to see my daughter. Amanda, what are you doing here? Did you think I just stayed inside all day vegging out on the couch and watching TV? Oh, sorry. What are you doing? Yeah. I'm heading out to go veg on the couch and watch TV. I had to get a burrito first. Young miss, have you seen a dog around here? Oh, you bet. I saw a Pomeranian with a bow around its neck. I saw a big old Doberman named Henry. There was a stroller full of Yorkies, a Greyhound, a Golden Retriever. Did you see a Mastiff anywhere? No dice. I would have definitely remembered that. I gotta run though. This burrito has about 10 minutes before the cheese breaks down the molecular structure of the tortilla and makes it all soggy. You understand. I do. Of course. Have a lovely evening, Miss Rick. It's so funny to me. Oh no. I think we should go back to the softball field. Maybe back to the coffee spoon? We head back inside the coffee spoon. Hey Matt! Guys, I think I may have seen that dog you were looking for.
What?
You did? A brown mastiff? Size of the house? Yeah, I saw it taken through the trash in the back. It ran away when I tried to get closer though. Did you see what direction it ran in? Matt thinks for a second. Might have been running east, I think. That pup tore through 3 pans of old banana bread Kennedys. Want to take some for the road just in case? Sure thing. Matt packages up a slice. Thank you for the slice. The road slice. This banana bread Kennedy is going to be so good. I think he meant to give it to you for the dog. Right, I meant it's going to be so good for the dog to eat. Dang it. I feel like we're on the right track. You think? If we keep this up, we'll find the Duchess in no time. Hey, if you like dogs so much, why don't you have any? Lucien is severely allergic. I wouldn't put him through that. But there are still dogs in my life, so for that I'm grateful. There's about to be one more dog in your life, buddy. Splendid attitude. Let us not waste any more time. Verily. So we went east from here, so the cul-de-sac. We arrived at the cul-de-sac to find everything looking normal, except... Uh-oh. Hugo's front door is wide open. She can open doors. This is classic Duchess Cordelia, and telltale sign. We should approach with caution. Whatever goes down in there, I've got your back. We creep up onto the porch and step inside. There, sitting in the center of Hugo's living room, like she owns the damn place, is one of the biggest dogs I've ever seen. Woof. Well, she hasn't broken anything in here yet. Wonderful. Now all we have to do is get this leash on her before she tries to escape again and get out of here before Hugo comes home. Easy peasy. Duchess, come here. The Duchess eyes Damien warily. As he approaches her, she begins to growl. She's on her guard. We'll need another plan. Try the softball. I pull out the softball that Craig gave us. Hey girl, remember this? The Duchess's tail starts wagging, but she's not getting any closer. Damien stops me. If you throw that in here, she'll destroy the house. You're right. Then let's give her the banana bread Kennedys. Okay, we did something right. I reach into my pocket and pull out the slice of banana bread Kennedys Matt gave me. Duchess sniffs the air and hones in on the bread. Come here, girl. Nice and easy. I've got some yummy homemade vegan and possibly gluten-free banana bread, if that's what you're into. The Duchess cautiously approaches me and gives the bread a good sniff before gently taking it from my hand and dropping it on the ground, like dogs always do for some reason. She curls up and starts munching on the bread. Success! Damien walks up behind the Duchess and attaches the leash to her collar. She immediately notices and starts whining. Oh. It's time to go home now, Duchess. Damien gives a tug on the leash. She won't move. Oh. Duchess, what happened to our report? You and I used to be bosom buddies. She still doesn't move. She's huge. There's no way we could even try to lift her. Well, this is a weird situation to be in. I think we're literally trespassing in our friend's house with this large dog. What are you nerds doing? Oh, that's Ernest. Ernest stands in the doorway with a plate of pizza rolls. What do we say? Don't tell your dad about this. We're definitely not trespassing. What flavor pizza rolls are those? I don't know what to pick. We're definitely not trespassing. It looks like trespassing. Well, yeah. It just looks like that. Damien, what are we doing? Trespassing. I am not doing good. The Duchess notices Ernest and starts pulling against the leash. Why is this dog in my house? It's a long... The Duchess suddenly breaks free of Damien's grip and hurtles towards Ernest. Ooh. Ah! Ernest and the Duchess fall to the ground. Pizza rolls fly everywhere. This is bad. Ernest, are you okay? Ernest feeds the Duchess a pizza roll. Hey, she likes pizza rolls! Ernest sits up and the dog keeps licking his face. Oh, hey. Hugo stands at the door looking like he's at a loss for words.
Whoa.
Why are you... Whose dog is this? It's a long story, but it involves a large dog who knows how to open doors. Boof. Hugo, may I present to you Duchess Cordelia. How do you do? Borf. We're friends. The Duchess looks at Ernest's face. She's from the local animal shelter. She got out and we've been chasing her all around town. Your house was her final stop. Dad, can we keep her? Ernest, I don't know if we're set up to take care of a...
Huh?
Wait, did you just call me Dad? Come on, please, look how cute she is. Hugo sighs.
Huh.
We had been talking about adopting a dog for a while, but you have to promise me you'll take care of her. Yeah, I'll give her all the pizza rolls her little heart desires. I suddenly remember what's on the back of this map and pull a pen out of my pocket. Got the forms ready for you if you're interested.
Huh.
I'll even waive the adoption fee since, we know, we technically broke into your household.
Hey.
Well, alright, it's a deal. Hugo steps onto the porch with us and signs the form while Ernest plays with Duchess inside. He sure seems to be happy with his new friend.
Yes.
I know, he called me Dad, can you believe it? Damien places a hand on Hugo's shoulder.
Oh.
I certainly can. I think this will be really good for Ernest. It should teach him some responsibility. You should probably look into getting better locks on your doors, though. The Duchess is a wily one, but do right by her and she'll love you two forever. Thank you. I'm so scared right now. I've messed everything up so far. And long story short, the Duchess now lives in a happy home, and neither of us were charged for breaking and entering. So all in all, it was a fine day's work. Nice work, you two. Morty, you could be a valuable asset to our team of volunteers, you know. If you ever feel like petting some puppies, hit me up. Mary, I always feel like petting puppies. Good to know. Well, I'll catch you fellas later. Mary starts to leave. And one last thing. Damien's been telling me about you. Glad he finally brought you around. Oh, yeah. Damien's my special boy. I love him. We go way back, and I got a vested interest in his health, success, and well-being. If you ever hurt him, Mary, you can fill in the blanks. I gulp. Yes, ma'am. Mary leaves me alone with Damien. So, about the whole goth thing, I completely understand if you aren't interested in me anymore. What? Am I missing something here? I'm not a cool goth prince. I'm boring. I own 5 pairs of tennis shoes. I wear dumb glasses. Don't you care? He looks so nervous. Damien, do you really think I only like you because of all the goth stuff? That's all cool, but the best thing about you is how passionate you are about the things you love. History, art, Victorian fashion, dogs, storage solutions. It doesn't matter what it is. You care, and that's awesome. And also, the glasses are very cute. You don't think I'm boring at all? If you're boring, then I don't know what that makes me. I spend too much time online shopping for flashlights. I get excited to mow the lawn on Saturdays. I get cranky about commercials being too loud. I've even been thinking about making my own peanut butter.
Oh.
Then maybe we can be boring together. It would never be boring if it was with you. Damien suddenly closes the gap between us and pulls me into a hug. He buries his face into my shoulder. His hair smells like lavender and rosemary. I was so scared you wouldn't like me. Quite the opposite. Damien pulls away for a second and looks me in the eyes. Without the colored contacts, his eyes are so dark and soulful.
Ah.
May I kiss you? Oh, this could go really well or really bad. yourself the, you know what, just kiss me. He smiles slightly and leans in, giving me a gentle kiss. Damien pulls away and gives me an intense look. Do you want to help me take care of the puppies? Yes, absolutely. I love puppies. Damien and I arrive back at the cul-de-sac, our fingers intertwined like a proper gentleman. He walks me to my doorstep. This was lovely. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for everything. I'm very happy I can be myself around you. I'm glad, but I have one request. What's that? Can we keep sending each other letters? But of course. Damien kisses me one last time before turning around and heading home. Amanda runs back to the couch from the window and tries to look as nonchalant as possible. Hello, Father. I was sitting here on the couch this entire time. Hi, Amanda. So, are you guys, like, starting a vampire coven together? Oh, plot twist. Mothman. Damien's actually Mothman. I didn't see it coming either. Genius. Well, whatever's happening, I'm really glad you two are happy. You deserve it, Dad. Aw, shucks. I'm going to head to bed. Catch you in the morning? Sure thing. I make my way to my room and fall into my bed with my heart full excited for more days to come. Aww, okay, I'm really scared. Please don't pirate games. I'm scared. I'm really scared. Oh.
That was a phenomenal date.
I could have done better. I could have done so much better. I might redo that. We'll see if I got the good ending, though. Achievement unlocked. Interview with a vampire. Be generous and kind to everyone. Noted. Whew. Alright, so we're gonna fast forward because this is just Amanda's party. Yes, too many questions.
Dad. Yeah.
Ta-da! It's everybody! Damien's in his, he's in his work outfit. Oh, this is about puppies. Ooh. Really? Nah, but I can get you to meet all of them. We could always use an extra hand around the shelter. Instagram, go away. And if those extra hands happen to steal a dog, I'm glad you two are able to bond over cute dogs. Really warms my heart. Dad, we were having a moment.
Hey.
Hey, Sailor, your kid's a good egg. Where's your goth prince? You two are usually attached to the hip these days. He's around. Stellar. Mary turns her attention to Amanda. It's not too hard to sneak a dog into college. Trust me, I did it plenty back in the day. At one point I had 3 cats living in my dorm. I decided to leave them to it. All of a sudden a huge dog leaps into my arms. Duchess! Hugo and Ernest run up to me. The Duchess gives my face a few broad licks and hops down. We're working on that. Got her in a disciplinary class. She's a wild spirit who runs free wherever she may. I don't mind at all. Looks like the 3 of you are getting along nicely. She's a valuable addition to the clan. If I hold up my homework in front of her, she'll eat it. Cool. We'll deal with that later. Duchess Cordelia spots a squirrel. Duchess Cordelia, not Duchess and Cordelia. I'm tired. Spots a squirrel and darts across the yard. Ernest follows her, laughing. He's actually been a lot more manageable lately. I think taking care of the dog is good for him. Thanks for breaking into my house, I guess. Anytime. Morty, Brian, you made it. Alright, now we're gonna skip past, because now the rest of this does not matter.
Hey.
Joseph, you little fucking heartbreaker, get out of here.
Oh.
Alright. Oh, Lucian said something, but I don't know. Okay, blah blah blah. Oh, okay, wait. I take a seat next to Damien as the last guests make their way out of the party. Oops. Did you know that in the Victorian area they would call benches seedy boys? What? Really? I'm kidding, Morty, but what if? It's good to see you in your civvies again. Thank you. I had a revelation the other day, Morty, and I think, as long as you due to your continued influence upon me, there was a version of myself that might have been embarrassed to show you my true form, my information technology form. But what you said about me, about how my passion was what you truly admired, that emboldened me to feel like myself regardless of how I choose to dress and act. Instead of separate entities, they all They are simply different facets of myself, a three-dimensional human being with his own thoughts, wants, and needs. I love dressing the way that I do, but feeling constricted by what I thought was my own personal brand made me lose sight of why I did it in the first place, to make myself happy. I place my hand on Damien's and feel a light squeeze. Looking up, I'm greeted by Damien's warm smile. I'm trying to be more comfortable with who I am rather than dwelling on who I could be to other people. I can't stop smiling. I'm so proud of him. Damien, I'm so happy you've realized that you can be a dog-loving goth. Me too, Morty. Me too. I feel myself inching closer and closer to Damien. I go to brush a lock of hair out of his face and I'm shocked at how soft it is. How is your hair this so soft? Dog shampoo. I keep running my hands through his hair as he leans closer to me, placing a hand on the side of my face. He strokes my cheek with his thumb.
Oh.
You know, public displays of affection were considered scandalous in the Victorian era. Damien pulls me in for a kiss. But I think I can make an exception for you. So I think it went well. I think it went well. I love you guys, but I'm skipping the credits. Oh wait, I should have seen who voiced him. Whoops. Dream Daddy. Dream Daddy. Ah! Ah! So now, when we go to the screen, alright! So we did it! We got the good ending with Damien then. I'm so happy that we got the good ending despite my two terrible choices. So, yeah. So next up is Robert. So be sure to tune in for that. If you guys liked this episode, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know who you want me to date after Robert. That's going to be really important. So I think after Robert, it'll be, you can pick either Matt, Hugo, or, I totally just forgot all the dads' names. There's like 3 dads left to choose from. We're saving Craig for the end. Just letting everybody know that. But yeah, if you guys want to subscribe, you can click down below there, and then right next to it, there'll be another video for you to click on. Thank you guys so much for being here and for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!